Hey everybody, welcome back to another 2000 Jeep Wrangler TJ video. Well, the time has finally come for me to take down the soft top and strip out the interior and give it a clean. But first, I'm gonna give this thing a quick wash because I'm gonna wash that top and it's gonna be folded up. So we got a lot going on today. Stay tuned. All right, well, I'm just giving this thing a quick wash like I mentioned, but I just wanted to show you up on the roof. This vinyl top is really dirty, and it's gonna have to come off so I can actually scrub it. But for right now, I'm just gonna do the best I can with getting it clean. And I mean, it really needs a scrub, but that's really not gonna be the focus of today. All right, I lied. I need to give this at least a basic scrub. This thing is, it may not come through on camera, but it's brown. It's just, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just vinyl, it'll clean up. But before I fold this up for the summer, I gotta get it at least a little bit cleaner. So some simple green and a scrub brush, and away I go. Okay, well, now that the Jeep has a very quick wash, my next job is to actually remove all of the junk I have inside, all of the packaging, all of the tools, all of the everything that I've been using to work on this. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove all that, and then we'll take the top off. Well, with the inside cleaned out, I am going to remove all the windows and take the top down. This is not a how-to because it's been a lot of years since I've done this and I don't even remember how, but I'll figure it out. So I know I'm gonna unzip the 3 back windows first and we'll go from there. Okay, first casualty. As I went to remove the soft top, I just touched this driver's side visor and the plastic cracked and broke off. So I'm gonna have to find another one of these. I suspect everything's gonna be brittle on this. It's old and it's been in the desert. I'm back. I decided to take the entire frame off because the top itself needs to be cleaned. I've got seat covers in the back seat. I'll get those out. But as you can see how dirty this is, I'm actually gonna take this rear spreader bar off. It doesn't need to be there. And then I can, fix all of the padding, clean it, and that's all gonna have to be re-dyed. You can see how dirty this thing is. So this is progress. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this out, remove the rear seat, and then I'm gonna start to pull the carpets out of this. Well, this thing is a mess, but I'm happy to have this top off. It's gonna allow me to go ahead and, now I've already removed this. I don't know if I showed it in the video, and I did like a bed liner spray on top of it. So this is not even bolted in. I'm gonna pull this out, pull the rear seat out, and then you are going to witness the amount of sand and dirt that's under all this carpet, and you'll understand why I want to gut this interior. So I am going to go ahead and pull that out, and then I'm actually going to move this to, I've got a gravel part of my driveway where I'm going to hose it out. I don't want it all over my actual driveway. And with this rear seat out, it allows me to see something I never saw before. I suspected this had an amp, and it does. I never knew where it was, but clearly it's under the driver's seat. So this may change how I handle this. Obviously I can't get that wet, but doesn't mean I'm still not gonna clean this. So I'm gonna pull this carpet out, and this should just come off. I'm definitely gonna pull these side pieces out, clean the whole back of this. I'm gonna clean these carpets, and then we'll tackle the front. I don't know if that'll be today or what, but when I bought this, it did come with a bikini top. So after I clean all of this, and I see, thankfully, the the headrail for the bikini top is still there, so I'm gonna put that on, but not before cleaning all of this. Like I said, I'm gonna take this rear sputter bar off. I don't have any need for that. Looks like it just clamps on. So, time to proceed. Well, with this rear carpet out, it's actually not as bad as I thought, but clearly it's still gonna get, you know, cleaned out. I still need to take the sides off, which I'll do, but I found something, not the nickel and not the fastener, but this proves my suspicions that this Jeep used to have a hard top. And you can see, you know, it's got the holes and everything, but up in the dash, there's a switch for a rear wiper and a rear defroster. And I'm not a fan personally of hard tops. Those of you that may remember my YJ, my black one that I had, the 91 YJ, that was a hard top and the top was off most of the time. I mean, where I live, Southern California, we just don't need a hard top. And so, you know, me paying the extra expense for a Jeep that had a hard top was not something I was interested in. But I'm gonna go ahead and peel out these carpets. Again, these have been in here for a long time because this one was like the padding was kind of stuck down to the metal. Looks like lots of, I don't know, BBs or those little green things. Not sure what those are. Anyway, I'm gonna get the rest. Oh, plus, and here's the connections for the electrical for the hard tops. So not a big deal. Who knows where it went? But I'm gonna go ahead and get these two sides out. Well, that rear spreader bar is off and looks a lot better. Thankfully, the previous owner didn't cut this roll bar padding, and it's obviously really dirty, but I'm gonna clean that. But I was able to actually just put it back into place and zip it back up. So much better. Now it's time to start cleaning. All right, since discovering that amp under the seat, I was gonna also take out the front carpets and seats today and the center console, but I think that's gonna be another day. I don't wanna get that amp wet, and I'm really not in the mood to disconnect everything to be able to get that side out. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do the back. I'm gonna start with a good rinse with the old hose right here. And since there's not as much, I'm not gonna move this over to the gravel. I'm just gonna kind of give everything a good hose off. Not the sound bar, I'm just gonna clean that by hand. Obviously don't wanna get that wet, but let's start cleaning.
You stole my heart of gold after my silver soul. Can you dig any deeper now? I gave you all I own, put you on this golden throne, but I'm a little stronger now. You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out, 'cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now.
I'm not going to take those plugs out. This is, I'll use the leaf blower or whatever to get all the rest of the water out, but I'm going to give this a good clean. I don't want to get any water down this lip right here into the lower portion, so I'm going to use two hands. I'll be right back with you. And a good clean of the rear roll bar padding. Now you can see why I didn't really spend much time cleaning the outside. Oh, I should say that off camera, I did actually end up replacing this seat belt. When I got the Jeep, it had some kind of generic seat belt that didn't actually go to it. And the reason being, I found that the anchor point was actually cut. So I just, I think I went to Dead Jeep on eBay and got a left seat belt and the anchor for it. So I've obviously removed that. And I'm gonna give this floor a clean and then hose it out again and dry it, and that's gonna be it. And we're gonna move on to those nasty carpets over there. That's my favorite part. So I'm going to just kind of finish up the rear. Again, I'm a little disappointed that I can't do anything with that front today, but as you can see, that's not something I want to get into. I'm going to have to attack that logically, you know, because the last thing I want to do is ruin that, because it does work. And I know that the back of the stereo, because I've removed it, it does plug into that. So it doesn't really sound all that great. I mean, maybe because it's a Jeep, but you know, who knows? So I'm just gonna get this over here, and then I will end up probably re-dyeing these another day, you know, when they're dry. I've done that before, so onward and upward. Got the tools of trade here. Of course, I have to start with a nice cold Modelo because it is 80 degrees today, full sun, not complaining. I love it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and spray everything down with some simple green, and then just use a brush. We're not going for show quality. We're just going for, you know, clean under the carpet. All right, that is all clean, and I just used a leaf blower to blow it out. Did have a bit of a casualty, some water seeped down there. So I'm just gonna kind of remove that with the wet dry vac. And like I mentioned, this will be for a whole nother video, which is good for you, more content. But for right now, I'm just gonna leave this open and let it dry. And then on to those carpets. All right, on to my favorite part. Now I put a water restrictor on this this hose, so there's not a lot of pressure, but I don't feel like dragging out the pressure washer, so I'll get it one way or the other. I do have a drill brush, so I'm gonna go ahead and hose these down as much as possible, get all the very loose, caked in dirt, and these things are covered in very light dirt. So we'll do that first, and then there's some stains. I don't know what that is. That's in the rear trunk portion, but we'll get those out as much as possible. Let's go. Oh, Emerson's here to help. Hey, buddy. Like I mentioned, there is just not a lot of water pressure with this hose, but we'll deal with it. You're supposed to be a water dog. All right, I'm gonna give all three of these a good spray down, and then I actually might get the drill brush out. Or maybe Emerson's gonna help me. Who knows? See, there's a lot of ground in dirt. We'll get it out. All right, I ended up turning up the water pressure, actually taking off the pressure regulator off this hose. This is much better. All right, I'll finish this one and leave it out to dry. That really wasn't that dirty, but it's out. Give it a clean, let it dry in the sun for a few days. Won't hurt it. Well, it's a few hours later and I've been working on this thing. I was excited to install my bikini top that came with the Jeep that was in perfect condition. And I thought, great, I don't need to spend the money on one. Left it on the ground and my dog chewed the corner of it. So it's completely ruined because he pulled the plastic little barrel strip out. So half of it is chewed and gone. So I have to order another one. So this is on there just temporarily for tonight. But the interior is still out and drying. The carpet's probably dry, but I did end up hosing off that seat over here. So that's mostly dry. Like I said, it's 80 degrees today. So this seat is in perfect condition. And I actually really like this Aztec cloth, I think they call it. But this will go in probably either later or tomorrow. Not that big of a deal. So we'll pick this up again later. And when the rest of the interior, the rear of the interior is put back in. But I definitely like the look of it with the top off. It's the next day, everything's dry and installed back into the Jeep. All the carpet, actually the carpet turned out really great. Maybe a little, little wear, where the ribs are underneath, but that's not a big deal. Got the trunk back in, the seat back in, and everything turned out great. Very happy with this. I know I'm going to tackle the front next because as you saw in the previous videos, it's pretty bad. Plus I want to remove that center console, clean it up, probably paint it if need be. I am going to go ahead and re-dye, all of the roll bar padding, but that's not a big deal. I'll probably even do that in place, just kind of tape it off. Nice and easy for me, but quite happy with the way that turned out. On to the next project. All right, I decided to give this thing a wash. It's been sitting outside. It was quite dirty, but Super Clean sent me some of their products once again. So I'm gonna use this foam actually on the tires, let it sit, wipe it off, scrub it off, I should say. And then the other stuff I'm gonna use on the engine. And I picked up a rather hard detail brush and I'm gonna work on some of the oil deposits. So looking forward to having this thing nice and clean. And with the foam sprayed on the tires, it's been sitting there for maybe a minute. And you can see it's loosening all of the caked on dirt. So let this sit for a little bit longer. And I'm actually not even going to scrub it. I'm just gonna hose it off. And I think that'll be an improvement. What do you think, buddy? Looks better, huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, here under the engine, you can see it's mostly clean, and I've cleaned this quite a bit, but there are some areas with, you know, some kind of stubborn stains like you can see right there. And I did replace the aftermarket K&N hot air intake for factory unit. So there's some, you know, dirty area down there. I don't expect this to be, you know, showroom, but I would like to get all of the caked on dirt off of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and, this is that extra stiff bristle brush I picked up off of Amazon, meant for cleaning stuff like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this a spray down, and we'll give it one more shot. The hood opened up all the way. You can see those are some of the areas I'm talking about. Just really, really stubborn oil covered in dirt for the last decade. So I've soaked all of those areas really well. I'm gonna let them sit for a bit and then use the brush and scrub it off and hose it down. So this will be the before, and here's the after. Not perfect, but so much better, so much better. I'm gonna continue to work on this. I'm actually going to use a softer brush and get some of the hoses. But meanwhile, you can see all of the chunks that have come off and have fallen down. That's all chunks of grease and sand. So I would call this a definite success. Thanks, Super Clean. Definitely appreciate it. Here in my dedicated paint booth, I've got the lenses out. I've got some BHT nightshades, and I'm gonna start with these. These, more than anything, I want these to be darker. These, I want these to be a little darker too. I don't want jet black. All I want is a nice smoked color, so we're gonna try and accomplish that. And just like that, it's finished. A couple light coats on these, and that is exactly what I wanted. Normally, these things turn out a lot darker than I intend, but I think this is the perfect. It's not too dark, not too light. It doesn't scream, especially this one in the black. It doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. So that will do it for another video of the 2000 Jeep TJ. Stay tuned for more videos coming, especially when I do the front. Plus I have about 1,000 other things I want to do to this. So there's going to be lots of content coming your way. Let me know your thoughts down below. And as always, we'll catch you on the flip side.